Welcome to Fuel Her Awesome, the nutrition pep talk to supercharge your week. I'm Jess, registered dietitian and empowered eating coach, here to help you take your health to that next level. In these bite-sized episodes, we cut right through the noise and blend science with biofeedback and values, all while teaching you how to trust your intricately and beautifully designed body. Because here's the deal, you are awesome, and life is an invitation to show up that way. But you can't do it without food. So let's lean in as we explore how to fuel your awesome with empowered eating. Hey, my friend, welcome back. Welcome back to the show, and welcome back to the Fuel Her Awesome show. That's right. You heard it right. I am bringing her back. So over the last year, this podcast has been quite a bit of a ride. Like life. My life has been a bit of a ride. I know your life has been a ride. If you don't know my story over the last year, I left my full-time job. I'm coming up on that year mark, and the podcast has been through lots of changes. I shifted from weekly to bi-weekly episodes, then back to weekly again. I've been experimenting with interviews, short-form episodes, and even changing the name to be more inclusive, called Fueling Your Awesome. I've had my husband on the show. Lots of things have been coming through it. But after all the change and after this year of play and exploration and adventure, one thing has become crystal clear to me, and that is that Fuel Her Awesome is where my heart is at. This space has always been about empowering women to fuel their bodies with confidence, with freedom, with joy, and you know me, with fun. So, sister, we're coming back home to that. We are coming back home to the Fuel Her Awesome show. And I want to give you a clear idea of what's coming in the next 4 months so you know exactly what to expect here on the show. We'll be continuing with weekly episodes dropping every Monday, but they're going to take a little bit of a shift for the next 4 months. We will be doing bite-sized pep talks. So each episode will tackle one nutrition topic through the lens of empowered eating. So what that means is I will take either a hot nutrition topic or a nutrition question and break it down through the lens of science, through the lens of biofeedback, and of course, inviting you to filter it through your values. So each week I will pick a topic, and these topics are going to come from conversations with my clients, or they can actually come from you. So at the bottom of all the show notes from now moving forward, you're going to see a link that invites you to submit a question. If you have a nutrition question, I would love to hear it. Submit it through that link. You can totally remain anonymous, or I'll share your name. I'll give you the option, whatever you prefer, but I might cover it on an upcoming episode because this show was created for you, and I really want to know what you want to know. So drop those questions in that link below, and I'm just so glad you're here. This next chapter, it's going to be better than ever, and you have my whole heart moving forward in the next few months as we do these empowered eating pep talks. So for today, in the spirit of recalibration, I wanted to actually invite you to realign your health goals, not with rules or trends or what worked with someone else, but right at what is at the heart of empowered eating, and that is biofeedback. Guys, there's so much noise out there right now, from social media to Ozempic, and I know it can be overwhelming, and I'm not going to get into Ozempic in this episode, but I do want to just acknowledge that that's a real thing going on in our world, and it's leaving so many people confused. I have some really strong opinions about it. I have some really strong thoughts about it, and I'm thinking about how to dive into that, so more to come, but I think at the heart of it, I just want to acknowledge that is adding a whole nother layer of noise to how we listen to our body, because we're seeing other people partake in Ozempic, and maybe part of us is like a little jealous of what's happening with them, or maybe we're curious about what's happening with them and we're not quite sure how to interpret it. So today, what I want to do is invite you to pause for a moment, turn down that volume, and listen to your body's biofeedback. Here's why. You are uniquely designed. Your body has its own story, specific needs, and a life filled with your own circumstances and responsibilities and callings. And my friend, no one else can understand this or replicate it. It is you. This is something that can't be measured or calibrated based on anyone else's journey, and you are you. You are the only you, boo. We need to fuel accordingly, and we can do that with biofeedback. So let's just do some basics here. What is biofeedback? Sister, biofeedback is your body's way of communicating what it needs. Think hunger cues, energy levels, digestion, sleep quality, mood, even cravings. All of these things are ways your body talks to you. And when we follow rigid rules, when we tune into influencers or our best friend's meal plan, we rob ourselves of the privilege of listening to our body's biofeedback. So biofeedback really allows you to adjust nutrition and habits based on real-time data from your body, not all the noise. I love taking biofeedback to another level by using some of the advanced medical tools that we have. And if you've been following along, you know this is new to my practice, but we actually added a number of testing tools to help people better understand what's happening in their body. And I think these can be really powerful when interpreted through the lens of empowered eating. So one of the most accessible biofeedback tools is your Garmin, your Apple Watch, your Oura Ring. These are great ways to get a better idea of what's happening in your body. But I think we need to do it again through the lens of empowerment, not fear. So I recently had a client who added an Oura Ring to her rhythm. And it was so powerful because she was kind of feeling tethered to this idea that she had to do these extra cardio sessions to like match her calorie output, like to maximize her calorie output. And when she put that Oura Ring on, she was able to see just how much energy her body burns, even when she's not like exercising, just when she's walking from class and doing the day-to-day. So we were able to use that tool to better understand her body's biofeedback. So cool. So in our practice, we actually added some new some new tools to this toolbox. We now have food sensitivity testing, which actually measures how your body is responding at this point in time to certain foods. We added GI mapping, which is my personal favorite. We can actually map out your genomic gut microbiome and understand what your genetic map is within your gut. So cool. Nutrition-related blood work. I love actually recommending vitamin D supplements based on your vitamin D levels, not just like the random number that we find, in some of these position papers. Like we actually can calibrate your supplement recommendation based on your blood work. Talk about next level biofeedback. We have something called Dutch testing, which is comprehensive hormone testing, hair mineral tissue analysis, which is actually looking at your mineral balance through your hair. Guys, this next level biofeedback is something that can really take your understanding of your body to the next level. And I don't just pass these out like candy, though. I want to actually recommend one that is specific to your needs and your symptoms. So if you're interested in this, you can always book an intake appointment with me and we can figure out which one best works for you. So this is biofeedback. And like I said, there's different levels. There's like hunger cues, energy, and then there's actually using external measurements like these tests or like your Garmin to understand your body on a deeper level. But all of these are helpful because it helps us turn down that noise of what's happening around us and tune in to our body's communication, to its language. Here's the deal. The science is really strong when it comes to biofeedback. Research shows that intuitive eating, this approach that prioritizes internal cues over external rules, it leads to a better long-term health. It leads to better outcomes, improved metabolism, and even a healthier relationship with food. I also know this is far better, like the research on this is far better and far more promising than diets. So, hands down, when we're looking at the best dietary interventions, I say tune into your body before you go on a diet. We see this strongly in the literature, and I can honestly say it's true across the board in anecdotal evidence as well. Like I've seen it in my personal journey. I know for me, I just tend to be more of an extreme black or white perfectionistic thinker. And so for me, learning to listen and understand my body was far more productive than signing up for the latest diet trend or diet, because I was actually creating connection with my body instead of trying to control it. And I see this with my clients too. Nutrition changes, the goals we set, they're much more sustainable and effective, again, when it's built on connection to your body, not efforts to control it. So we're going connection over control, and the science really supports that this is a better way than going on a diet. Okay, so here's your invitation for today. A biofeedback check-in. I want you to pause for a moment after this episode. Take just a few minutes and ask yourself this very simple question. Are you hungry? How do you know if you're hungry? How does your body feel when you are hungry? What are the physical cues? Do they increase in intensity over time? While this is a very simple question, it is the absolute best place to start when it comes to biofeedback. So often we eat based on rules. We may not even know we have these rules. They could have been embedded in our head from years ago. We eat based on calendars. We eat based on convenience, like we map out our day according to clients or carpool schedules, but we don't actually factor in like when we're going to fuel our body and eat. And oftentimes we eat for comfort. So often we look at food as a form of reward or comfort or like the highlight of our day and we forget that sometimes food is also meant to be fuel and give us energy for what we are called to do and all the things we're doing and juggling in a day. When we eat according to these rules and calendars, convenience and comfort, we don't even know what hunger actually is. So this very simple question of what am I hungry and how would I even know if I'm hungry? This is a mental muscle that I think so many of us have forgotten, and it's the best place to get back to. Your body is always communicating. The question is, are we listening? Are we listening to what it's saying? Now, if this question, am I hungry? If this feels overwhelming, if you're like, I don't know, Jess, like I have got so much going on in the day. I'm lucky if I even get something to eat. I just want you to know you're not alone, sister. Like there is a reason I have a nutrition plan because I don't naturally do this very well. I think our culture is set up to teach us disconnection from our body. And so this is a muscle that we just haven't trained yet. And it takes time and effort to reconnect. I think of it like, so I really wanted to learn how to do a pull-up a few years ago. And as I was learning how to do these pull-ups, I remember the trainer saying, okay, engage your lat muscles, which are those back muscles that kind of like are on the opposite side of your ribs. They said, engage your back muscles, like get your shoulders away from your ears and really tighten up those lats. And I was like, okay. And I kept trying to do it. And the trainer kept saying it over and over, like, no, Jess, engage your lats, engage your lats. And I finally looked at him and said, I am trying. Am I not doing it? And he kind of laughed and he goes, oh, I know the problem. You haven't engaged your lats for years, so your brain can't find them. So he had to walk me through some very specific exercises on how to even find my lat muscles so that I could engage them, so that I could eventually do a pull-up. And sometimes coming back to our hunger is very much like that. Sometimes we need someone to tell us like, hey, this is how we find our hunger. These are some of the signs and symptoms to look for. Here's how we can respond to them to strengthen that mind-muscle connection because your stomach is a muscle. Here's what we can do to strengthen that. And then eventually you're going to get to that next level, which is the hunger pull-ups, right? To be able to actually eat more intuitively. So I just want to share that because I think so often this feels one simple, but also really hard at the same time. And you're not alone in that. I've had to recalibrate myself with hunger several times. I do have a nutrition plan that I have to go back to in busy or stressful seasons because this is a mind-muscle connection that tends to get disconnected for me. And you could psychoanalyze that. There's so many reasons. It might be because we put others' needs before us. It might be because we're distracted. Maybe we got a little ADHD brain. Maybe we're juggling a lot. Maybe we are stressed. I mean, there are so many reasons this disconnection happens. But I think what's important is understanding that and having grace for ourselves that like, it's okay. We're not alone. And there are ways to reconnect it and just having patience with ourselves in that process. So this is your invitation. Do that check-in. Am I hungry right now? And if so, how do I know? And if you can answer that, I want you to set a very simple goal this week and try setting a hunger cue-based goal, like eating when you're hungry, not waiting too long, or adjusting a portion size. And if you're a part of the other group that goes, this is a hard question. I don't even know if I'm hungry, Jess. Like, I haven't even paid attention to that. Sister, let's dive in a little bit deeper, and I would love to connect with you. You can hop on a discovery call. You can check out my free Empowered Eating workshop. I have a lot of invitations for you, and I want you to have those resources. They're all going to be in the show notes below. That is what I have for you this week. Here's what I want you to know. Wherever you are in your journey, you are not alone. And if you're ready to take that next step, let's work together on your empowered eating journey. You can submit a question through the link in the show notes, send me an email, or better yet, give yourself the gift of an appointment. You deserve that individual attention, and your body, my friend, will thank you for it. I am so grateful you are here, sister. I can't wait to hear what happens when you start fueling your awesome. Until next time, sister, cheers and happy eating. That's a wrap on today's Empowered Eating Pep Talk. If this hits home, be sure to leave a review and share it on your social media, tagging me at JessBrownRD. And girl, if you're ready to take your nutrition and mindset to that next level, I would love to get to know you more. Head on over to JessBrownRD.com to explore things like the Well-Fueled Academy, one-on-one coaching, and all the free resources I have to help you live, eat, and fuel your awesome. Until next time, sister, have an amazing day. Cheers and happy eating.